The evening was meant to be a dazzling display of charm and wit, a typical night on Jimmy Kimmel Live, with the kind of energy that draws millions of viewers. Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, arrived at the studio with grace and confidence. Her entrance greeted by a round of applause from the live audience, dressed in an elegant yet modern black outfit that reflected both her Hollywood roots and royal past. She settled onto the couch beside Jimmy Kimmel, smiling warmly. The opening exchange was lighthearted. Kimmel joked about LA traffic, and Meghan responded with quick, polished humor. They discussed her latest projects, including a children's book she'd recently published, and her podcast, which was gaining traction. The crowd responded well, laughing and nodding along. Meghan spoke passionately about female empowerment, media responsibility, and mental health, causes she's championed since stepping back from royal duties. For a moment, it felt like smooth sailing. But when Kimmel shifted the tone toward more personal topics, the atmosphere subtly changed. With his usual smirk, Kimmel asked about the ongoing tension between the Sussexes and the royal family. Meghan, visibly caught off guard but trying to remain composed, replied that her focus was on healing and moving forward. She spoke carefully, choosing her words with the kind of precision only someone constantly scrutinized could manage. "I think everyone deserves peace," she said. Kimmel pushed again, this time referencing specific headlines and the controversial Oprah Winfrey interview from 2021. He brought up Harry's recent memoir and whether she felt the media portrayal of them had improved since they left the UK. Meghan gave a diplomatic answer about truth, narrative, and owning one's story. But then Kimmel, perhaps seeking a viral moment, leaned in with a question that crossed a line. "But do you ever think, just maybe, the royal family had a point?" The audience gasped softly, unsure whether it was a joke or a genuine challenge. Meghan's expression changed instantly. The warmth drained from her face, and she sat back, blinking slowly. "A point?" she echoed, her voice calm but firm. "About what? Racism, silence, mental health being dismissed." Kimmel fumbled slightly, realizing he had struck a nerve. "I just mean, maybe things were misunderstood?" Meghan narrowed her gaze. "With all due respect, Jimmy, misunderstanding only goes so far. When someone tells you they're not okay, and the response is silence or denial, that's not misunderstanding. That's neglect." The audience fell quiet. The tension in the room was now unmistakable. Kimmel, trying to recover, chuckled awkwardly and tried to pivot. Okay, let's not get too serious. Let's play a game instead. Royal Flush, where we guess tabloid headlines." Meghan didn't laugh. Instead, she looked directly at him and said, "This isn't funny. My family and my children live with the consequences of what people like you make into late-night jokes." For a moment, Kimmel looked genuinely apologetic. "I didn't mean it like that. I respect what you've been through," he offered. Softer this time, but the damage was done. Meghan stood up slowly, removed her microphone, and addressed the audience. "I agreed to this interview thinking we'd talk about work, purpose, and the future, not to be mocked or reduced to headlines again." The crowd was stunned. There were a few supportive claps, others just sat in stunned silence. Meghan turned and walked off stage, leaving Kimmel frozen in his seat. He looked into the camera, visibly shaken, and mumbled, "We'll be right back," before the screen abruptly cut to commercial. Online, the fallout was instant and massive. The video of her walking off stage went viral in under an hour. Social media platforms lit up with debates. Supporters of Meghan praised her for standing her ground, while critics accused her of being overly sensitive or orchestrating drama. Within hours, major media outlets had picked up the story. Headlines ranged from "Meghan walks out of Kimmel," "Interview to royal walk-off," "Duchess takes a stand." Kimmel's team issued a statement saying the interview took an unexpected turn and that they regretted any offense caused. Meghan's spokesperson released a calm but pointed message. Meghan agreed to the interview to discuss meaningful work and future projects. She did not expect to be blindsided by sensationalist questions about past trauma. Fans of the Duchess launched hashtags like #RespectMeghan and #WeStandWithMeghan, while others debated whether she had overreacted. The entertainment world buzzed with opinion pieces, dissecting everything from her body language to Kimmel's phrasing. Some former guests of late-night shows came forward with their own stories of interviews that felt like ambushes disguised. As conversations asterisk as the days passed, the story took on a larger cultural significance. It wasn't just about Meghan. Anymore, it became a discussion about how women, particularly women of color, are treated in media. Talk shows were scrutinized for their tactics, and producers quietly reviewed how they handled sensitive topics. Meanwhile, Meghan returned to her work, issuing no further public comments about the incident, instead letting her actions speak. Her next podcast episode was titled "Finding Strength After Silence," which many interpreted as a direct response to the interview debacle. Jimmy Kimmel, for his part, appeared more subdued in the following week's episodes. In a brief monologue, he acknowledged that sometimes he misjudges tone or timing. "I make jokes for a living," he said, "but I never want to make someone feel small. Meghan, if you're watching, I truly wish things had gone differently." The moment became a turning point in the conversation about media accountability. Audiences, once hungry for celebrity gossip and gotcha moments, began expressing more interest in respectful, thoughtful dialogue. Meghan's refusal to be reduced to a soundbite struck a chord with many who have felt misunderstood or caricatured in their own lives. Whether one agreed with her actions or not, her message was clear. Dignity matters more than drama. And on that night, under the bright lights of a late-night stage, Meghan Markle reminded the world that even royalty doesn't owe anyone a laugh at their own expense. It was a moment of control reclaimed, and it echoed far beyond the studio walls.